What up, doe? What up, doe? What up, doe? What up, doe? It's your man G. Louie.
And it's your man's Clearly coming to y'all on Thursday, Men's Mental Health Thursday. And yep, we coming to y'all. We got a brand new one for y'all today. And today is the day that we finna actually get some things going and give y'all a synopsis on positioning in life for men. And that's one thing that us men don't understand about life, and that's about positioning. So we're gonna give y'all some tips on how you can position yourself to actually become a better man and a better maybe spouse, a better parent, a better teacher, just a better just man in general. And these are the things and tips that we have for y'all. So y'all get ready as we get ready to get off into positioning and some of the things that we've came across that we think will help y'all in your future. So the guy that's posted on the page.
You said the guy that posted on the page.
Yeah, the guy you posted on the page. With the mental health athlete guy passed away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. What's the brother name? Deron Moore.
Right.
Yeah. I was looking at. I had read the one story when I had seen one photo. Man, I should have sent it to the Rondell Moore. Yeah, when his mama was like, man, she was like, she wanted to start a foundation, but she was just like, man, ain't all the money in the world can't, you know what I mean, can't keep you from, can't keep you from, like, if you got you dealing with some type of mental illness or mental problems, or you going through some stuff, you know what I mean, just having all that money can't solve it. You know what I mean? Like, you really gotta talk about that stuff. People keep that stuff bottled up, and you don't know what nobody going through. Then next thing you know, we reading this story right now, like we was reading that story right now, like, wow, dude was in the NFL.
Played for the Minnesota Vikings, by the way. Whoa.
Yeah,
and he was definitely a top recruit.
Exactly.
Out of Albany, New York. Yeah.
You know, and
Albany. Yeah.
And it'd be puzzling to us, like, what was he dealing with? You know what I mean? Like, what was he dealing with that made him go kill himself?
And he's gone, so he can't tell us what he was dealing with.
Right.
So that becomes another problem in itself. So the biggest thing that we as men must understand that we are constantly challenged with everything that we do in life. And that's just the way manhood is, period.
Yeah.
From boys to men. Even when you boys, you challenge all the way into manhood. And the challenges don't stop, and they don't get smaller. They get a lot greater.
As you grow and you get older, the heavier the responsibility comes.
Yes.
And it takes a strong mental man to handle what the world throws at him, especially when you're going through a process of being, especially of, I will say, a financial crisis of, and you're not living like you used to living and taking care of stuff like you used to take care of, and then it was more easier. So now everything just started weighing heavy on you. So like you gotta make it happen. You gotta, to be there for your kids and still take care of these bills, because, I remember it was some points in the guy was like, I'm like, man, how did I make it? How did I make it? You know what I mean? Like, how did I still pay all these bills every month? And I know the economy has slowed down as far as for my business in the printing business. You see what I'm saying? So that way one day you just take it one day at a time and know that each day is gonna be better than the next one.
And that's and it's saying that sometimes in this situation with Rondell Moore, he had success, he had money, fame, possibly, things of that nature, and that wasn't enough. So my thing is, you as an individual have to individualize yourself, and you have to come with inside yourself as far as in positioning you into being greater. And by doing that, that means you might have to start hitting the gym, start doing something different in your schedule. You might have to start actually going to more games or things of that nature with your kid or something like that, or exposing your kid to other things besides the things that is already exposed to on the internet, like going to museums and stuff like that. And at the same time, getting yourself some culture at the same time and doing that. And these type of things are just things that could possibly put you in position to actually win. Because you got to understand that as long as you constantly dwell in chaos, chaos will eventually consume you. You know what I mean? It's no way of getting around it. If you out here entertaining toxic women, right? Hey, that's the biggest one right there, fellas. Toxic women. Exactly. If you entertaining that, then guess what that means then? It means that your whole energy is thrown off. And that means that everything about you is just gonna be chaotic. Even with dealing with the fellas. You go around the fellas, you're gonna be a different type of dude. Because you got so much chaos already going on in your world.
Yeah. And then especially you have people that may have a certain amount of success.
Hold on 1 second. Go ahead.
They may have a certain amount of success, may have money or whatnot, but yet and still their life is so chaotic. You know, is because they haven't understood the position that they in and the influence that they have on people that's around them. And then sometimes when you dealing with people like that, a lot of them be thinking they know it all because they done made it to a certain level. But yet and still though, you know what I mean, I live better than you. My life is better. You know what I mean? I might not have more money than you, but the way I live my life is way much more peaceful, way much more better. You feel me? And I wouldn't trade my shoes to be in your shoes for nothing in the world. You know? So I was just telling them about, you know what I mean, like, you know, you have people in situations where their status may be, you know, they may have a little popularity or they may have more money than you, but their life is chaotic.
Yes.
And you know what I mean, like, but the way we live and how we live our life is way better, way peaceful, more intact. And I was just saying I wouldn't trade my shoes for your shoes, and not in the cold day in hell.
And let's be honest, y'all. You know what I mean? We got to get out of the age that we living in, because the age that we living in is comparison age. Everybody want to compare. Oh, he got a Ferrari over there, so I got to get a Lamborghini. Oh, they got a Benz over there, so I got to get a BMW. You know what I mean? Everybody want to compare and try to compete and say where they supposed to be at in their life. There's no certain time. You understand this, fellas? There's no time limit on getting your life together, bro. There ain't no time frame on that. Ain't no time frame on that. You can do it today, you can do it 10 years ago, you can do it 30 years ago, you can do it tomorrow, but ain't no time limit on that. My thing is, you just need to do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
For real, for real. If you're trying to really do something out here and be like something, you need to really do it. And more importantly, this positioning that I keep dwelling on is what everybody is out here not able to do, because that's why when we got to pivot to another thing or whatever, we really can't, because we be still stuck in the same rut from before. And see, the positioning, y'all, as far as like clearing your brain and all the other foods that you got going on, that's what it's all about. You have to plant your foot down and be foundated. You know what I mean? And let me tell you the first thing about foundation. The first thing about foundation is ownership, y'all. Ownership, y'all. All that y'all niggas out here shacking up with these women and all of that, and you ain't got no ownership to the properties and all that. That ain't what's up, man. A man got to come in right, man. You got to get yourself together. You got to get your credit together. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's A1 right there. That's the first thing you got to do. You must have your credit together. I don't care how old you is. If you over the age of 18, you need your credit together. Yeah, I don't care how old you is. And you can be black, white, or candy stripe. This ain't got no effect on no race, ethnic, creed, or religion group of men. All of y'all need to have your credit together. On top of having your credit together, you need to also be putting yourself in a position where you can try to own a home, because the way these housing prices is going, they putting the houses to the point where you ain't gonna be able to afford none. If you want the age of goddamn 35, you ain't gonna be able to buy no house. How you gonna be able to buy a house? Houses cost niggas arm and a leg. You see how the house market done went up? Yep. And they kept on saying the economy jacked up. This is wild work, gentlemen. And
how the economy jacked up and the houses keep going up. We supposed to be looking for that crash, that real estate crash.
Well, I don't know. But what I'm going to tell y'all is this, man. You have to definitely get your credit in order, man. That don't mean run out here and buy no bust down Cubans and all that either. You know what I mean? No Cartier buffs or nothing like that with your credit and be paying that off to look like you got money. Nah, you get your credit to build money. You know what I mean? You take that money to make money, not to be out here splurging or whatever. Nah, that ain't what's up. This is not the economy or the time to be on that, fellas. I'm telling y'all got to have that bankroll together, man, because see, it's not so much as you got to have the bankroll together to attract a woman. You have to have the bankroll together just to be able to foundate yourself. See, this is what us men don't get correct. This is where we get a little fuzzy at. We meet a young lady and we've been taught these manly duties on how to take care of your woman and do this for your girl, and you got to make sure your girl is this and that. And we put ourselves in these positions with these women. Position, y'all see word. And once we do that, we obligated now. Mm-hmm. You obligated yourself to this. You know what I mean? Which is cool, but at the same time though, you must understand as a man, you're taking away from you. See, the best thing a man can do at any point in his life, when he had the opportunity, is get himself together. Before you even come out there talking about some, I want to holler at you, you need to have some type of structure going on. For real. Because any chick that you meet, it ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work. Because you all off balance. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna work. And then if it do work, it's gonna be, once again, chaotic. You know what I mean? So my thing is positioning. Once you position yourself, this will get you where you need to be trying to go. Now, what things can we do to position ourselves, right? We talked about credit. Okay. Let's talk about types of credit and what they're for. Because you have three, y'all. Three, fellas. And these three credit bureaus, you need to definitely get familiar with. And if you don't know them, you need to understand what they do and exactly each tyranny of each one of them. And we finna break each one of them down. Now, for cars, I want to go get a car. I want my car credit up to par, and I'm looking around what's going on, where I got to go look at.
You're going to go to TransUnion.
Oh, there you go. TransUnion is what the car people look like, gentlemen. Mm-hmm. So you got to understand your car credit. You can't be out here crashing and bashing, scooting and booting.
TransUnion, mostly car dealerships.
Got that transport.
They pull it from TransUnion. The only one that usually pull from different is Chrysler, but sometimes, to get that car sold, they'll be like, oh, we're going to use the highest one, or whatever highest one, because they want to get them cars sold. You feel me?
Especially in this economy, because cars not selling.
Right, because and to say that how cars is not selling like they was
right,
because the people from Chrysler didn't get no profit sharing checks.
Stellantis.
This go around. They and they hurt.
Y'all got to tune in on another show. Yeah. We talk about that.
Right.
We'll get back to me.
You see what I'm saying?
But that might disturb it might disturb a man's mental health. Yeah, whoa.
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah.
Relax. Whoa.
Yeah, because you used to, you know what I mean, like man, he thinking you getting that paper.
You think you got
and you think you getting 7,000 and 8,000,
4, 5,
or whatever the case, and then they talking about you ain't getting nothing.
We ain't made nothing, bro.
You
But
ain't getting nothing.
I seen that coming down the pipeline, though. But we don't want to get off today. Yeah, tune into another show. We go off into politics, things of that nature, current events, and stuff that's going around in Detroit and throughout worldwide. But on men's health with the TransUnion car. Now, I want to get a house. Where do I got to go?
You want to get a house?
Yeah.
They pulling all three.
So all three of them
They
are what?
using all three.
What's
They
all
using
three of them, Biz?
TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax.
Hey,
All three of them.
Nah.
They using all three, baby.
Now, I want you to pay attention to how he listed them because of the simple fact. Equifax. A lot of people don't really pay attention to the Equifax because of the simple fact that Equifax is like the slowest one to actually move. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody try to disregard that
Equifax.
one. You know what I'm saying? Everybody disregard that one. But fellas, let me tell you something about the Equifax. It's just a little secret. The Equifax actually does move when you keep your credit cards exactly what they supposed to be. Huh? Mm-hmm. Your credit cards, when you out splurging and trying to like, okay, then I got the credit card, so I know I got the money, because I know I used to do this. I got the money in my pocket. I'm just charged to try to get my credit, but I forget the payment and it run up on me, and I just pay, you know what I'm saying, the minimum instead of getting it up under the 30% that it's supposed to be at. You know what I mean? I let it keep rising over the 30%, and I never really paying attention to it, getting it accurately down to 30%. If you keep your credit cards, gentlemen, under 30%, you hear me? Under 30%.
30%.
I'm talking you gotta be on. I'm talking it can't be 30.3, 31, none of that, because that's gonna F up the Equifax score. But if you keep it under that, every time, every month or whatever, your Equifax actually gonna look better than what you think it would. It's gonna line up with the TransUnion because that's the fastest one to grow, because everybody gonna make sure they keep that whip paid for. Huh? Nigga gonna make sure you keep that whip paid for. Yeah, them wheels gonna get paid for. I don't care what else around here falling apart. We gonna live out this car. Yeah, I know a nigga when I see a nigga now. But hey,
that's why some like when people like if you had a car, you paid your notes on time, all that, but your credit cards wasn't good or whatnot, they'll still give you a car.
Yeah, for sure.
They'll still give you a car.
Yeah, for sure. High interest rates.
High interest rate, but they'll still make it happen for you. You feel me?
Yeah, for sure. But those three credit bureaus, this is what y'all need to be adhered to, because those are really your pesos. Whoa, I know that sounds wild. Those three entities is your pesos, because in all honesty, if you don't win the Mega Millions, right? You just throw it out there. You know what I mean? You don't do nothing like that. And make proper investments. Those are the three things that you're going to need to even be able to do anything. Entrepreneurial, investing, possibly buying, purchasing. You're going to need those entities. You know what I mean? And so there's no way of getting around them. So my thing is, especially to my younger dudes, if we got the young guys tuning into the chat, don't jack your credit up trying to look good and shine. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that, because there's too many of us that's done it before you. So I'm telling you this not to say, oh, you got to go through that just to go through it. Nah, I'm telling you, don't do it at all. I'm telling you, let that thing build up, and by the time you 24, 25, you'll be to do greatness that you wouldn't even have imagine. You know what I'm saying? The greatness that you'll be able to do that another average 24, 25-year-old won't be able to do. Come on, man. You'll achieve greatness, and it'll be crazy. I'm talking about all the way wild work. But that is the key thing about positioning. It's all about credit. And good credit means doing good business, y'all. And we as black men and women, but this is the men, do so much bad business. And the bad business that we do is only because we haven't been taught how to do business properly. And that conversation is a whole nother conversation. But that still ties into your men's mental health. And like we told y'all last week when we had the good doctor here, Dr. Hayward, shout out to him. We've been seeing you on the gram, Doctor. I've been watching you on the gram, man. Doc down in Ohio, man. Yeah, Doc all the way down, I mean, he's in Florida. Doc all the way down in Florida, on the bike. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. He down there having a ball, y'all. But as we were saying last week, hypertension, y'all. Hypertension, fellas. Let me tell y'all compiling those bills on top of bills, and you struggling every month trying to pay those bills just to look sweet, to impress a girl or to impress some niggas. That ain't what's up, man. That ain't what's up. Hypertension. You would mess around and have yourself in a heart and cardiac arrest. You know what I'm saying? With a heart attack or a stroke or something. You around here twisted all up at the mouth because you done had a stroke, because you all hyped up and geeked up and got all this pressure on you because you can't pay your bills. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You just stack these bills up. And so now, let me tell you something. The bill collector, he definitely don't care nothing about you done got this and you got that, you got that. All he know is your credit says you can pay for it. So with that being said, hey, let's get them pesos up out you, guy. So that's a no-no. So that's why I got to really stress that to the younger guys. Us older guys that done already effed your credit up before, y'all already know what it's hitting for. I'm just telling you, I'm just reassuring what you already know. You know what I mean? And then that's another thing too, fellas. If y'all need some help with getting y'all TransUnion repaired to actually get this thing started or whatever, this your guy right here, G. Louis, you know what I'm saying? GFL Printing, you know what I mean? Y'all can hit him up on his
DM.
in his DM. What's your y'all can hit the DM now. DM.
Yep.
And hit him up or whatever, because he actually does that. And that's a start, y'all. That's just a start. You know what I mean? I don't know where nobody's at, but they credit when you call in or whatever, but that's just a start. And you have to start somewhere. If you don't start nowhere, that's exactly where you end up. Absolutely nowhere. So, hey, y'all can hit us up in the Den and Now at dot live on Instagram and leave a DM if you're trying to actually do some sort of credit repairs on your TransUnion. Yeah. Moving out of that, we always preach this. And ironically, he just went to the doctor. So your health is always your wealth. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we always gonna preach that. You know what I mean? Wealth is nothing but health. You can't get no pesos if you are jacked up and you are sickly.
You gotta stay on top of that.
And you are sickly. So you know what I mean? So it's no way getting around that. You can sit up here and eat all the burgers and French fries you want to eat, but at the same time though, you ain't doing nothing but basically committing suicide without doing no type of proper exercise. That's for real. And that's for all men of any age. I don't care if you in your 80s. You need to be doing something, guy. They got these chair exercise for guys that's 65 and over.
Right.
You know what I mean? That you can do.
As long as you're doing being able to doing some movement, constant movement for, 30 minutes.
And I believe in the saying, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. I believe in that.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly do.
I went to the gym this morning, got it in. I'm on it. I said I'm doing like in 60 days, I'm trying to have I'm gonna have a transformation in the body as well as the mind. But the body, I'm going back to penitentiary mode.
Man,
workout.
And what's this transformation supposed to be so we can document this?
The transformation is me losing my diet, changing my diet, staying away from, because by me being a vegetarian,
whoa,
instead of me really planning and thinking what I'm gonna eat, I be eating all the garbage, too much bread, pizza, all the high carbs, and that's not good. That's why my mama be like, you the fattest vegetarian I done seen in my life. You feel me?
Wild work.
And my sister, they be blazing me. You know what I mean? So I'm about, you know what I mean? I'm you know, I gotta get on it. I gotta get on it. So I'm on it. I just, you know what I mean? I got some things to do. I gotta prove to myself. You know what I mean? I gotta get back to me.
Was this day one?
This day one.
This day one. This day one, y'all. So he said 60 days. So meet us back here in April.
In 60 days when I pop the top.
April, whoa. Whoa. I don't know if we'll be ready for that.
Hey, when I pop the top, I'm popping the top.
Whoa, no.
I'm popping the top.
We're going to keep tops up.
I'm popping the top.
We're going to keep tops up.
Hey, I'm putting on my wife beater and I'm going to pop the top.
Oh, nasty
on Men's Mental Health Thursday.
Well, hey, we looking forward to the transformation. I hope y'all are out there too, because we already said it here live, and there y'all go. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be warm outside in 60 days.
Oh.
So y'all going to be getting full blast. That's for sure, for sure. So in the process of getting up out of here, I hope y'all got something up out of this show today on positioning yourself in life. And I'm going to leave y'all with this famous saying. And as simple as this. Whatever your energy is fully into, whatever you actually put your full energy into, there's nothing but positive energy, or that energy going to come out of it. So whatever you put into something, that's exactly what you get out of it. If you put minimal work into something, you're going to get a minimum return. Yep. If you put maximum work in there, you're going to get maximum return, even if the maximum return isn't exactly what it was you was looking for. But you want to get maximum return. So fellas, do the due diligence, man, and always be accountable.
Yep. And that's it.
100. Then and now.
Men's Mental Health Thursdays. We out, B.